All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the virtual interview series, Empowering Stepmoms, Reimagining the Modern Family. I'm your host, Nathalie Savell of Stepmom Strong Coaching, where I help stepmoms go from overwhelm, resentment, confusion, and stress to confidence, clarity, and connection. And today, I am interviewing Linda Landon, who I'm so excited to have on here. Welcome, Linda. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Natalie.
So Linda Landon is certified by the International Coach Federation. She's a deep coaching practitioner. She's a human design specialist. She's an experienced seminar leader. She's the creator of the Wellness Sexuality Practice and the author of The Power of Pause, Simple Meditations for Complicated Lives. She's a lifelong entrepreneur and president of Linda Landon, LLC. Her client, was that right, or was there more to that company? That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
Linda's clients range from executives ready to take more leadership to couples who long for more intimacy and connection to parents who want to create a thriving family life. So today we're going to be talking to Linda about human design specifically, and she has graciously offered to use my chart. You guys will hear about what that is. And it's a way to help understand people and communicate better and work together more effectively. So give us a little background on human design and how you explain that to people, because I know it's pretty complicated.
Well, it's complicated and it's really simple. So human design is this fantastic energy assessment tool. It looks at the whole of you, who you are. And actually, it's like a blueprint that shows who you are throughout your life. It shows the things that are really good about you, and it also reveals those little things you don't really want people to know about, the places where you keep stubbing your toe and keep hitting up against yourself. And what it does is it gracefully shows you how to work with those, what we call conundrums, to grow yourself and be more skillful. So in the worldview of human design, there is never anything wrong with you. Everything is right with you. And here's how we can make your life flow more easily, more comfortably, and more fluidly. But the best part is, that you've already alluded to, is when you do this, you learn about yourself so that you know yourself better and how to move through the world and communicate with your loved ones. Plus, you can run charts on the other members of your family and learn how they operate so that you can work with them and communicate with them so that they really come out to their highest potential. And they don't even have to know the stuff like type and strategy like you do. You can skillfully work with them whether they ever learn about their chart or not. And so what I love is that we're all pieces of this huge jigsaw puzzle. And a family, a family is a small jigsaw puzzle, and every member has its own place.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So it's kind of people's natural ways of being, like kind of what they were born with, their makeup, their setup, and how to navigate the different ways that they're set up, basically, right?
Yeah. And how to navigate it gracefully. It's like you're not stuck with this. This is the incredible skill set you were born with.
Yeah, that's amazing. So let's see. Go ahead. I know you have some slides to share, and Linda's actually pulled up my chart. So it uses your birth date, time, place. It's kind of, if people are familiar with astrology, it's kind of similar to that, right? Except it's a whole different. It's a different system, basically.
Well, it's a bigger system. Let me show you. So can everybody see this now? Yeah. So this is what we call a human design mandala. And in the center, this is what a human design chart looks like. And what it's a blend of traditional astrology plus all these other systems that have been around for centuries, like the chakra system, the I Ching, the Judaic Kabbalah, and quantum physics really weaves through it, plus a lot of psychology. I mean, it's this incredible synthesis of all these traditions that come together. And, at Nathalie, I worked with a lot of different assessment tools, Myers-Briggs, the Enneagram, and they're all fantastic, but this seems to be the most accurate. I mean, I can't tell you how many, mothers have worked with me around their children, and they've gone, oh my God, you see it. You get the dynamics. You see what I'm up against and what my frustration is.
Wow, yeah.
and you see me, and then, I show them how to really work more skillfully so everybody comes into harmony.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. And it's not like a religious thing, right? It's just the system isn't based on any sort of religion, right?
No, I mean, it's really, the technology isn't based on any religion. It's based on the premise that we're all beings of energy, like how we think, how we experience emotions, how we connect with our loved ones, how we work, how we play, is all part of sort of an energetic system that runs through us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting.
And if people don't like the word energy, I don't have to use it. But the chart will show you literally how you think, how you feel, what kind of work energy you have available to work, and how are you in a intimate relationship. It's all of it is revealed.
Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of the way that kids, like, I admire so much how kids, they flock to each other. They don't even know each other, but they just start playing together. Or they don't, right? They flock to each other and they're like, immediately they dislike each other. And they're just so in touch with the energy of who they are. They don't have all these layers on top of it. So they just naturally gravitate to other kids who they work well with or they play well with, right? And then the ones that they don't, it's immediately apparent usually, right? And dogs are the same way. They sniff, they like, or they don't like, right? It's like...
And the beauty of with children is, and the younger, the even more, it's like they don't have these layers of cultural and familial and social conditioning layered over them, because it's that conditioning, that stuff that we learn that kind of covers over who we naturally, authentically are.
Yeah. So this is a way to uncover that and to kind of see like what is at the root of who we really are. Yeah. So that's great.
And it also, when I work with people and do ongoing sessions, we really skillfully undo that conditioning. Because it's not something you can just let go of like that. It takes time and patience and practice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, great.
So how about if I take us on a walk through the 5 different types?
Sounds great.
So we're going to start at the top. So, when you look at this chart, it looks kind of overwhelming. So I'm going to break it down into simple pieces. And so what we'll do today is talk about 5 different types and what we call the strategy. And those of you who are listening can immediately apply this information. And part of what I'm going to offer you at the end is a way to get your chart for free. So you can actually put everything we use today into practice and start to see something happen. I mean, it can be immediate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
So we dive in?
Let's go. Let's do it.
So there are 5 types in human design. And the first type I'm going to speak to is the manifester. Now the manifestors make up about only 8% of the population. So only 8% of this population on the planet can actually frigging do things. Have an idea, get an inspiration, and just run with it. So that Nike slogan, just do it, is totally off base. So 8% can do. And initiators are mysterious and secretive because they like to be alone. They get with their idea, they get on their creative flow, and they're off and running, and you wonder, like, where did they go? So if you have a manifestor child, that's a child who needs a lot of space, a lot of freedom. They don't want to be told what to do. And they like to do things like they'll experiment with things. And as a parent, you're going, oh my God, that's not safe. So I'll show you in a minute how to navigate that. But they need lots of space to move and grow because they're incredible initiators and creators. And they start things, but they're not necessarily so good at finishing things. That's for the other types. So as you get older and you're an adult manifestor, you need to learn how to delegate so people can complete those projects that you've magnificently started. So there is for each type what we call a strategy. And the strategy helps you better navigate through the world as your type. And the manifestor has two strategies. Well, actually, it has one. That's the manifesting generator. And it's this. It's to inform the people in your world what you're up to.
Mm.
So let me start with a sort of adult manifestor. If you're an adult manifestor and you're about to take off into your next new project, it's very helpful if you let the people you work with or your family members know what you're up to. So they don't get lost in the dust and feel left out. Should I leave this slide up or should just...
We can go back to talking if you want. Did you have the 5 sections are for the parenting only, right? Not for the individual.
Well, in a moment, I'm going to show your slide. So what should we do? Should we just leave it up or go back to...
Let's go to the video and then we'll go back to mine when we get to that.
Let me...
Yeah.
Okay. How do I undo this again? Wait a minute.
Oh, so press the share screen. I think you can do unshare.
Oh gosh, I had it before. Hold on.
That's all right. No, I don't want to screen share. This will stop each other's screen sharing. Do you want to continue? Yes.
Uh-oh, I had it before and I can't find it.
So it's down at the bottom of your screen. There's a little button that says share screen.
I know, but I'm at, oh gosh.
This will stop.
Chat, video, mute. We are in, I think we should just leave it up because.
Okay, that's fine. Or go to the manifesting generator. You can go to my chart if you want.
All right. Here we go. Okay, let's continue. We'll let that go. Anyway, so if you're a manifesting adult, you want to inform others. Now, if you have a manifesting child, it kind of works in reverse. As the parent, you want to inform your child what you're up to. Not, are you ready to go or can you da-da-da-da. Don't ask them a yes/no question. Just say, Susie, we're going to be leaving in 30 minutes. So boots on, jacket ready, backpack on your back, and we're out the door. You just let them know.
Do you also teach them to inform? So you teach them, like, if you want more time, you need to ask, or if you need to finish this, you need to, or if you want to start this project.
If you need more time, you need to inform your parents that you need more time. Right. So I can, but sometimes children aren't ready to learn this. So I teach the parents how to work with the kids and sort of teach the kids how to do it.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So the second type I want to talk about is the generator. So the generator makes up more like, 37% of the population. And generators are the people who get the projects from the manifestors and carry them out. They're the worker bees. They love to do, create, and master whatever it is that they're working on. They love to work. And they can work sustainably from the moment they get up until they go to bed at night. It's nonstop for them. And what's important for a generator is that they're doing what they love to do. And if they're not doing what they love to do, they'll burn out. So manifestors work in spurts and then they rest. Generators are steady all the way through. Mm-hmm. So the strategy for a generator is to respond to what arises. So a generator may have a great idea, but the way a generator operates is that they sit with their great idea and they wait until something in the world, like a person or a child or something comes across their path that they can respond to. So a generator is like dancing with light, moment to moment to moment. And generator children love to play. They're constantly interacting with other children. They love to build things, make things, create things. And they have like this incredible amount of energy that just lasts all day long. And then when they get to bed at night, they just crash and sleep. It's like they're Energizer bunnies, like the batteries. Mm-hmm. And they burn out during the day. They rest and recharge and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
If a generator child is having trouble sleeping, he or she probably needs more exercise during the day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then we have your chart, which is up here. This is a manifesting generator. Now, manifesting generators are a hybrid of the manifester and the generator. So, Natalie, by the way, generators respond very well to yes/no questions. So may I ask you some yes/no questions?
Sure.
Okay. So do you like to work on more than one project at a time?
Yes.
Yes. And if you have to focus on one thing steadily for like a whole day or many hours?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
So manifesting generators are designed to multitask. And that actually builds your energy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And do you find as a manifesting generator, you like to move pretty fast?
Yeah, I like to like learn something and then implement it. I like to just put it into action.
So that's the manifesting energy. You can move really fast. And sometimes do people go, where did she go? Like,
yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you have a lot of energy like a generator. You've got energy consistently throughout your day.
Yeah.
You need to burn it up so that you can hit the pillow and
yes, I do. I need physical exercise. If I don't get it, I definitely notice. Yeah.
Yeah. So same as a generator, plus you have that manifesting energy, which means you're good at initiating, you move fast, and you get a lot done. At the end of the day, you may not get more done than the generator, but it can look like it because you've been zip, zip, zip in a lot of different directions.
Yeah, I don't know about that because so my partner is a generator and he will work all day and then he comes home and he works around the house and I'm like doing 100 things at once. And so it, I don't know, there doesn't always look like there's a finished product. Whereas he like will clean the whole kitchen and it's completely done.
Right.
I'm doing a couple dishes and then I'm doing this you know what I mean? So yeah.
So it's sort of like the tortoise and the hare.
Right.
And you all wind up basically at the end of the day at the same place.
Right.
You've done a lot of different things.
Right.
And completed that one or two things that he was focused on.
Right, totally, yeah.
That's the
and he's
difference.
like, where is she? Right. He's always like, oh my gosh, okay, now you're doing what?
So the strategy for you is two parts because you're sort of a hybrid. One is to inform the others in your life what you're up to before you rocket ship off.
Yeah.
And so they can support and help you.
Yeah.
And the other part is you need to be interacting and doing whatever you do in response. So you may get a brilliant idea like a manifester, but it's important that you don't initiate it until there's something in your world to respond to, and then boom, you're off.
Yeah.
So you're constantly dancing with what arises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I have yet to hone that.
Well, that's part of the learning and, the experience of being in human design is learning to follow your strategy and then reap the rewards of that.
Right.
So let's talk quickly about, I think we kept the slide of the projector, the reflector. Yeah. So we're going to talk about two more types. And again, I apologize for, I guess this is just the way it's going to be.
It's fine. Yeah, we'll just go with it.
There's two more types. We're going to get to the reflector in a moment, but there's also the projector. The projector makes up about 20% of the population. I'm a projector. We're the people who are here to help guide and direct the generators and the manifesting generators so they can stay on track. So let me go back. This is a little distracting. So projectors have a different kind of energy flow than generators and manifesting generators. Projectors don't have that sustainable go, go, go energy. Their energy is kind of like this. And projectors are not here to build and do and go, go, go. They're here to be the sort of guides and the support of the people who are doing that work. So projectors are really good at being coaches or therapists or consultants, and they sort of hold the rails for the other people. So if you have a projector child may appear to their friends to be bossy because projectors see the big picture and they see what needs to be done. But if they share that before they've been invited, which is key, we'll talk about that, projectors can really annoy people. We can be incredibly bossy and know-it-all. So the strategy of a projector is to wait to be recognized. So you kind of like just wait, do your own thing, and wait to be recognized and invited to share your wisdom. Mm-hmm. So when you have a child who's a projector, one of the best things you can do with them is to recognize them and invite them to share their wisdom with you. Like, take your projector daughter shopping with you and let her show you what to get. And she's probably going to teach you some good stuff. I mean, they see a lot, they know a lot. So invite them. Yeah.
So they can use that to their benefit and not just be annoying with it. Yeah.
And also be very aware that they don't have sustainable 9 to 5 energy. They need to take naps. They don't always necessarily work in the regular school situation where it's go, 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 go. I mean, they need breaks and they need to replenish during the day. Mm-hmm. And also projectors do better when they sleep alone because they need to discharge all the energy they're receiving from all the generators around them. Mm. So projectors can be really misunderstood in our culture because everybody's supposed to be like a generator or a manifester or a manifesting generator, and we're not.
Right. We really value productivity and like go, go, go energy and fill your life up. Yeah.
And like for me as a projector, I get up in the morning, I meditate, I go to yoga, and then I do some work. Mm-hmm. And that works great. And then I take a break and then I do some more work. And most of my work is guiding other people. And that's a good life for a projector.
Yeah, that's great.
So let's look at this last slide because this is a really important type, which is the most unusual type, but very, very unusual. So reflectors make up about 1% of the population. And if you look at this chart, you'll see, those 9 shapes that are in all the charts. With a reflector, every one of those 9 shapes, which are called energy centers, are white. So what that means is a reflector is very, very, very open and receptive and empathic. Mm-hmm. So reflectors, like the word implies, are here to take in energy from everyone around them and reflect it back. So reflectors are incredibly sensitive beings. They reflect back the health of the family. So if you have a family that's functioning well and people are happy, the reflector is happy. If you have a family where someone's sick or things are out of whack, the reflector will embody that.
Yeah.
Incredibly, incredibly sensitive. They love to talk, like Chatty Cathy. And the reason they love to talk is because they need to talk to get clarity about what's true for them. Because with all this, what we call openness, they don't really have a core sense of who they are. They find out who they are in the reflection of other people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Interesting. Yeah.
Because you've had experience with us.
Yeah. So my son is a manifesting generator. So for everyone who's watching, I've had my charts done. My whole family chart has been done by a friend of mine who is also a human design expert. And my son is a manifesting generator like me, and my stepson is actually a reflector, which was a huge eye-opener for me, and also very it tuned me into him in a different way, right? And you're exactly right. He is super chatty, and he's very sensitive. He does need to be with the right people. Like, that's super important. And he does definitely reflect like whatever dysfunction is going on in the family. So it's interesting to observe that and also see I think sometimes his behavior is a result of his sensitivities rather than you know what I mean? And that's been helpful for me to see too, is that he's just super sensitive to his environment. Sometimes he acts out because of that. Yeah. And same with my son as a manifesting generator. I've seen that he does need more space. He's very focused on projects. You're right. He really wants to, he has this whole idea in his head about like something that he wants to draw, and then he wants to do that drawing to the end, and he knows what colors need to be in the draw. He's only 3, but he already like maps out his work for himself, and even says, I'm working, like I have to finish working,
And they do, and you do not want to get in the way of that flow ever.
Right. And it's hard. Sometimes you have to stop him, but I try to allow it as much as possible. And so, yeah, it takes very different approaches to each of them, I found. So, yeah, I'd love to hear more about the parenting of the reflector.
Let's go there, and we're going to switch to that in a minute. And what I want to say, if you're a reflector child or adult, whoever, your strategy is really different. And when you need to make a decision, you have to wait for 28 days. It's essentially like a lunar cycle. You have to wait for 28 days to make your decision. And in that 28 days, you're going to, talk it over with people. You're going to mull it over. You're going to talk it over. And eventually you'll know. So it's very important with a reflector to not push them into a decision. It's like they can't. They need time and space. And in our culture, just feel into how hard that can be.
Yeah. Or especially like in partnership and relationship, if you're with someone who takes a long time to make a decision, that can be very frustrating for someone like a manifesting generator who's like, come on, we need to go. It's time to move. Right. So yeah. Helpful.
The other thing I want to say is that when you have a relationship like of 2, or you have a family dynamic, all your charts fit together. And you might have seen this in the reading you did, in what's called a composite. So when you're together, there are certain aspects that are dormant in you alone, but when you're in relationship with another person, it can get activated. So in a family dynamic, it may be easier for the reflector to come to a decision, and still you want to give him, in your case, plenty of time.
Right.
And put the reflector in an environment where they feel completely supported. So let's look at the final piece here, which is sort of summarizing how to communicate, with your different types.
Yeah.
So let's start again with a manifestor. Like you said, well, that's a manifesting generator, but the pure manifestor needs a tremendous amount of freedom to do their thing and stay in their flow. They initiate and then they're off, and they need to be given space and understanding to do that. So I have a client who has manifesting twins, right? Oh my God. So she has to give them a lot of freedom, but then as a parent, she needs to know that they're safe. So she has taught them to inform her what they're going to do. Like, are they going to go out and go down the street and play with a friend? Then inform her where they're going. Let her know. And they've learned how to do that. And she, on the other hand, informs them what they're doing. She's the one who says, get your boots on, ready to leave out the door by such and such a time. Informing calms them down. It's funny because it's sort of telling them what to do, but it's doing it in a very non-threatening, non-pushing way. And another thing that really works well with manifestors is to ask them open-ended questions like, I'm wondering if you'd like to go to a movie this afternoon, or I'm wondering if you're having some trouble with your math homework. Do you want me to sit down with you? Mm-hmm. So you make it kind of like an open-ended question so that they can sort of take the reins.
Yeah, so it's putting the agency in their hands because they do have that ability to kind of take it in their own hands, right? So they're very like creators. And so, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That would be tricky. I could see that being tricky with giving them a lot of freedom, but also like making sure they're safe and making good choices and all that. I could see that being kind of tricky to navigate.
It's very tricky to navigate, and it's very doable. And it's also kind of a relief when you figure it out, because you find a way to communicate with them that they can be on board with you and feel respected. Because this whole system is all about respect.
Yeah. It's understanding other people so you can respect how they work and work with them on their terms, right?
Yeah. And then, for instance, with a generator, as we were saying, they're busy, 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 playing, doing, working, creating, building, tearing down until, they go to bed. So for all the types, you don't tell them what to do. But with generators and with manifesting generators, this is so cool. You can ask them simple yes or no questions. And there's a sound that I teach my clients to use for themselves and their generating or manifesting generating children, which is a sound, It's like intuitively in there.
Huh.
And yeah, so if we had more time, I would have played with that with you. But you ask a generator or a manifesting generator, yes, no questions, and get them to tap into that they immediately bypass this craziness and they get to the truth of what's right for them.
Huh.
Do you want to have pasta for dinner? Oh, do you feel more like just some eggs? How do you want your eggs fried? Do you want them scrambled?
Yeah, again, that makes a lot of sense. Sometimes it's true. My son is so focused on whatever he's doing that I'll ask him a yes or no question, but he's like focused on what he's doing and he doesn't answer me, but he might make a noise.
And that's it. And with a manifesting generator, their noise is much faster. It might just be or yeah, yep, nope. It's very quick, but listen for that noise.
Yeah,
that's their truth.
Yeah, that is interesting.
You already know that.
Yeah.
And you can get really quick answers because the only difference between here really and between the manifesting generator and the generator is the speed.
Right.
So you ask them and you can get the answer really quickly. And then remember with a manifesting generator, if they're doing a lot of different things as a child, don't put a label on them of ADHD.
Yeah.
They may just be finding a great way to move their energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, so projector children, as I said, they need to be recognized. Call them out. Ask them for what they know. They know so much more than you realize. And then let them, like the reflectors, talk through until they get clarity. Projectors and reflectors are incredibly sensitive beings and very, very wise about how to manage energy, not just their energy, but how other people could better manage their energy. With a projector, you also want to ask them open-ended questions, like I'm wondering if, or how would you feel if, like those kinds of questions. They don't respond well to yes, no. It doesn't work for them.
That's interesting.
And then again, the reflector, the most sensitive being of them all, they need a consistent, stable environment to grow up in because they're so fluid. You want to create a place that's solid for them. They also need be able to get away and spend time alone. So it's better if a reflector can have their own room. So they can be out in the world where they're just being like, woo, and then go home or go back into their space and just settle and get quiet and sort of be with themselves.
Yeah. I also find that my reflector stepson is, he's an amazing teacher. Like he taught me how to throw a fishing line. Because I think it's part of the sensitivity is like he's paying attention to all those little details. He taught me how to do that better than I could have taught someone how to do that,
Yeah. The thing is, the more of that openness you have in your chart, that white, the more capacity you have to be wise about the world. So reflectors have the incredible capacity to be wise. And reflectors can be the most incredible philanthropists. Like, are you familiar with the spiritual teacher Amma? She's known as sort of the hugging guru.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Yeah.
She's a reflector. And she has this organization that has formed around her that supports and sustains her and does incredible work on the planet. I mean, It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, they do amazing stuff. I've seen her work before. Yeah.
She's a reflector, and she feels so deeply what's going on the planet. And as I imagine your stepson does.
Yeah, I do get that impression for sure. And I think as someone too who's going back and forth between two houses, that consistency can sometimes be difficult to really give him, and that can have an impact at times.
Yeah,
So
so
something to keep in mind.
I'm just wondering, you don't have to answer with a specific, but if you and your partner can really feel into how can you create a little bit more consistency with the back and forth, like give him something, maybe even something solid he can bring with him that's always there for him, regardless of where he is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like a backpack or something that's like his, like a turtle with his house on his back.
Yeah. You know what he would love is taking our dog back and forth, which would be amazing, right? It would be such a he would love that. But that's not going to happen. But yeah, I love that idea of getting something that that he can take back and forth. We haven't done that yet, so I'm sure that would be helpful. Yeah. So we're wrapping up towards the end. So let's take a few more minutes to tell people what you're offering and any finishing remarks. This has been amazing. It makes me want to get my whole family's charts done. Like I've already been thinking about my niece and my sister and my mom, and I want to find out what everyone is.
Well, since we're stuck with the slides, because I can't get us out of screen share, I'll show you that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
So I love this stuff, and my passion is to get this information out to the world. So if you would like to avail yourself of this special offer, you go to this link, and Natalie, you'll be sending this out to people.
Yep, it's at the bottom.
And what you can do is if you click on the link and fill out the form, you're going to get you can have your own human design chart. We'll run that for you for free. We'll also run one for one of your family members, so you can start practicing this.
Yay!
And I have this ebook that I've just written, which I'm so excited. It gives you an overview of how to get started with human design. It's going to go through types and strategies, which we talked about a little bit today. It's going to talk about a lot of other elements we didn't get to, but it will give you enough to, dig in and get started and start availing yourself of the gifts that are that are there for you if you work with this system.
Great. So one last question. Did someone ask you to write the book? Is that why you wrote it in response?
I was invited to write the book. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Just wondering. All right, Linda, thank you so much. This has been so fascinating, and I'm sure that everyone watching will also be curious. And so hopefully you guys go get your charts read. She's doing it for free. So that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you all next time. Thanks for watching.